Think about it. We use this stuff every single day of our lives. But have you ever really, truly stopped to ask, what is money actually? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
All right, so what on earth do rotting bananas have to do with your bank account? I know, it sounds like a completely random riddle, but stick with me here, because the answer is, well, it's everything. It's the absolute key to understanding why we even invented money in the first place.
So to really get what money is, we have to kind of travel back in time. We need to picture a world that doesn't have it, a world that runs purely on trade, on barter. And this is where we run into what I like to call the problem with bananas. So just imagine your entire job, your whole day's work is picking bananas. That pile of bananas at the end of the day, that's your paycheck, that's your wealth. But here's the catch, you're on a clock. You've got to trade those things for everything else you need, and fast, before they all turn to mush. Your hard-earned wealth is literally rotting away. It has an expiration date.
And oh, it gets so much worse. It's not just that your bananas are going bad. Now you have to run around trying to find someone who specifically wants bananas right now, and who also just happens to have the bread or the shoes you need. What are the odds? Economists have a fancy term for this, the double coincidence of wants. But really, it just means that bartering is a huge, inefficient pain. So yeah, this whole system, it's a total nightmare. Clearly, humanity needed a better way. We needed some kind of technology and invention to solve this whole banana problem once and for all. And it turns out, for anything to be considered money, it has to do three very specific jobs. You can almost think of them as its three magic functions. First up, and this is a big one for our banana-picking friend, it has to be a store of value. This is simple. It means you can trade your work, your bananas, for something that doesn't rot. You can hold on to it. It stores the value of your labor, so you can spend it tomorrow or next week or next year. Problem one, solved. Number two, it's got to be a medium of exchange. All that means is that everybody agrees it's worth something. Everyone accepts it as payment. So you don't have to find a baker who's in the mood for a banana split anymore. Nope, you just hand them this money thing and boom, you get your bread. It's the grease that makes the wheels of an entire economy turn. And finally, number three, it has to be a unit of measurement. Think about it. How many bananas is a new roof worth? 1,000? 10,000? Who knows? It's a mess. But if you have money, you have a common ruler to measure the value of everything. Suddenly you can say, this car is worth $20,000 and this coffee is worth $3. We can price things, write contracts, and get loans, all because we have a shared way to measure economic value. Okay, so there you have it. The three big jobs money has to do: store value, be easy to exchange, and measure value. That's the job description. And over history, a few different candidates have applied for the position. So let's check out their resumes, shall we? Let's break this down. First up, gold. For thousands of years, this was the gold standard, literally. Why? It's a fantastic store of value. It doesn't rot, it's hard to find, you can't just print more of it. High marks there. Then you've got your fiat currency, think the US dollar. As a medium of exchange, A+. The government says it's money, so everyone takes it. But as a store of value, well, that's where inflation comes in. The more of it that gets created, the less each one buys over time. And then there's the new kid on the block, cryptocurrency. On paper, its limited supply should make it a great store of value, but in reality, its price is all over the place. And as for being a common way to exchange and price things, well, we're not quite there yet. It's a work in progress for sure. And when you really get down to it, the difference between government money and crypto boils down to one word: trust. With a fiat currency like the dollar, you're trusting a government and its central bank to manage things. With cryptocurrency, you're not trusting a person or institution. You're trusting the math and the software code, which is verified by a whole network of users. These are two totally different foundations for what we call value. And this right here, this is the most important takeaway of all. It doesn't matter if it's a shiny metal, a piece of paper, or a line of code on a computer. None of it works as money unless we, as a group, believe it has value. Money is, fundamentally, a social agreement. It's a shared story we all agree to live by. So why should you care about all this? I mean, who cares what money is as long as it gets you a cup of coffee, right? Well, it matters a lot because understanding this one concept is the key to understanding how our entire world works. There's this quote that just nails it. Money is half of every transaction. Just let that sink in for a second. Every single time you buy something, sell something, earn a paycheck, make an investment, money is on one side of that deal. It is the silent partner in our entire economic lives. And once you really get these three basic functions, it's like you've been given a secret decoder ring for the economy. All these other complicated things suddenly start to make sense. You can see why prices go up and down, you understand what an interest rate actually is, and you can really appreciate the very real danger of something like inflation. It's the foundational piece of the entire economic puzzle.
So in the end, money is just a piece of technology. It's the best tool we've ever invented to solve that ancient problem of rotting bananas. But it's a technology built not on metal or paper, but on something much more powerful and much more fragile, our shared belief. And that, of course, leaves us with one heck of a question to ponder. If money is just a story we all agree on, what story are we going to choose to believe in next?